The Golden Age arc is perhaps the best arc in Berserk, and there are many reasons for this. But for me, the best part about the Golden Age arc is the idea of dreams. When it comes to dreams, you really only have a couple options. You've either had a lifelong dream that you continue to pursue since a young age and will continue to do so. You can be someone who lives for someone else's dreams, supporting them and their goals, or having a dream engulfed by theirs. Or you are dreamless, not really sure what your purpose is. And if you don't know what your purpose is, then your purpose is to find your purpose. Person 8 really describes Griffith, and Person B can be the band as a whole, being those flames engulfed by Griffith, as described in Campfire Dreams. Person C really describes Guts, and in turn describes much of the people who are growing into adulthood. Guts was always too busy fighting to survive and traveling from battlefield to battlefield to be able to stop and think about what his dream is. In much the same way, many people were too focused on doing well in school or other responsibilities that they never really stopped to ask why they were working so hard or what they're working for. So the question for Guts, and for the many people who are in a similar situation, is, what do you do when you are dreamless?
Jana.
You leave the Banner of the Hawk. It's been debated that the biggest mistake Guts makes is leaving the Banner of the Hawk, and while it is true that this sets into motion the larger conflicts and eventually the eclipse, it's something that needs to happen for Guts to realize his dream. It takes Guts' introspection and training alone and his conversations with Godo to realize his dream was to be a part of a family. It's important to highlight Godo's conversation with Guts here.
Do you like it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Erica likes it because it's fun. I want to be a blacksmith too.
Hey, watch that, alright?
I've been gripping this thing since before I could even walk. I didn't choose this. This is who I am. I just strike it. I don't think. I spent my youth desperate to forge a better sword, become a more skilled smith. Before I knew it, I was old. I don't even know what the hell I strike the iron for.
But Guts was making the same mistake as Godo, not asking if this is what he wants. Godo eventually has a sort of family in the last years of his life, but by then he's already old. He even tells Gricker in Cracks of the Blade to tell Guts not to end up like him. Godo sort of represents the Guts that never stops to look for a dream, just continuing to do what he's good at. And in the end, this leads Godo to have some sort of regret when he passes on, even telling Guts not to end up like him. So in a sense, Godo had the same dream as Guts, which is to be part of a family. He just didn't realize it until he adopted Erica. He's trying to prevent Guts to make the same mistake. He has a family, he has an opportunity for a family, but he left them in search of another dream. When Guts returns, he says he didn't find what he was looking for. It's only moments before the eclipse does he realize that he had it all along. He left it behind. He makes the same mistake again later, being too distracted with his desire for revenge that he doesn't realize he was leaving the only family he had left. There is inherent relatability in Guts' story. He was so pressured into having a dream and being an equal to Griffith that he didn't realize his dream was to be with companions. And perhaps that a dream isn't necessarily a status symbol or an occupation, but just the company of other people. It was necessary for Guts to leave the band so he can realize this, so he understands what is truly valuable to him. There's actually an interesting parallel to Vagabond to a certain extent, as Takezo leaves Musashi Village to make a name for himself, while he also leaves his childhood friends and what will eventually become his lover. It's not until after he makes a name for himself does he realize that his real dream might actually be a life with Otsu instead. Guts and Musashi make the mistake so you, the reader, don't have to. So you don't have to forget that the dream can be more than just a title or a job. So you don't forget the people around you and that they may actually be your dream. The Golden Age is an arc that should be read by a lot of people, but if you're in a certain age group where you're not sure what your dream is, it's almost essential reading. The relatability you will have with Guts and his struggles in finding his dream is necessary to experience. The Golden Age arc also brings up a feeling of nostalgia, as it's brought up time and time again throughout the rest of the series. Particularly in the instance when Guts realizes that he has companions again. he has his dream again. This is important as it tells you, the reader, that even if you feel that you missed out on your dream or that it's too late, you can always get it back. It's always something that you can achieve again. No matter the struggles you have to go through, as long as you keep struggling, your dream will be something you can achieve. The arc teaches the consequences of letting pressures get to you and deciding what your dream is. It's important to keep a clear mind and a calm mind to understand what you really want. Otherwise, it might be in front of you and you could be missing it. A dream is not a job, it's how you want to spend your time. And both Guts and Griffith continue to pursue their dreams. Because a dream isn't something that you achieve and then it ends. It's something you continue to do until the last day on Earth. It's something that keeps you going. And it's not necessarily a title, or it's not necessarily how much money you have in the bank account or what gives you that money. It's what you do outside of that that makes your life worthwhile. It's important to struggle, it's important to improve, and it's important to get the people around you to do the same.